Yeah, so there are certain parallels in life and golf that I see, having played now for, having played now for 57 years and playing with a whole bunch of different people. And I've played in different countries and I've played with different types of people. They're all the same. It doesn't matter where you play in the world. The guys in your foursome, the women, the children, whoever, they're all the same. Everybody reacts the same way because it parallels life to such an nth degree. And one of the things I mean by that is, for example, when you get up on the first tee, that's like starting your job, let's say, because I'm not gonna use that back like when you're 7 years old going to school. But when you get up on the first tee, that's like working your first job. And your first job, you're nervous. You don't know the people. Maybe you're in a foursome with people you don't know. You're with people you do know, whatever. But it's your first day, and that first shot off the first tee is the most nerve-wracking shot that any golfer hits. Yep. Right.
Especially if there's a group standing on. There's 3 foursomes standing up there to watch too.
Right, and sometimes you have that at work. And that first day of work, this person walks you around, introduces you, and hey, how you doing? Hey, well, they're all kind of keeping an eye on you, for 50 different reasons, right? But however you hit that first shot off the tee, once it stops rolling, you got to forget about it. That first day at work, you got to learn what you learned and forget about it. Because when you walk into work the second day, or when you walk into school, whatever, the parallel could be work. The parallel could be your first day you got married. Even though you knew your wife or your husband for a while, this is the first day you're being married. It's a different scenario. It's a different set of rules. And now you've got if you want the 18 holes to represent your life, or if you wanted to represent your business career, there's the simplest parallel I can come up with is every shot is like a new event in your life. Every shot. And when you finish the first hole, it finishes a chapter in your life. Now you go to the second hole. It's in the next chapter in your life. And if you look at it that way, you have to be able to take one shot at a time. You can't let that shot bother you. Think of when you carry over ill feelings about somebody and it just goes, and it could go on for months, and it eats and it eats and it makes the relationship bad. You start talking about this person to other people, and then they start getting bad feelings. Picture hitting a bad drive and getting in your cart and talking to the guy you're with about this bad drive. He's sitting there going, oh my God, shut up already. The drive's over. Worry about your next shot. It's the same thing in life. You can't harbor that ill feeling and just keep nagging people with it. They will just tell you to disappear. Like you said, the cheating person you would never play with again. You don't care, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I told you, I don't. Know. If he's a good guy and everything else, but he cheats in a golf course, I don't care. I'm not playing in a match with him. I'm not playing him for money. Right. He's good to have around for conversation. And everything. I don't care.
Maybe he's a fun guy to play with, and that's great. But you know who he is. You recognize the kind of person he is, and now you bring him into life. Oh, there are certain things I'm not going to do with him. There are certain people I may not want him to meet. Yeah. You start building that, and so you start seeing these relationship type of people skills that you have to come up with in life that you do on a golf course. They're all the same.
They're all the same. I mean, and life is like walking on it's just like walking on eggshells all the way anyway. Mm-hmm. And to your point though, when you go to a first job for the first day, what you shouldn't do, you do the same thing on the golf course. You walk up there, you don't warm up. Right. You go and you start to play that first hole. Now, if you go with your first job, you'd like to do some summaries, see who's in there, what your place you're going to be, what's the goals, get yourself ready for that first day. Right. But when I see golfers, and I'm the same one, they hit that first bad shot. The first thing they say, that's a breakfast ball. Hit another one.
Right.
All
Breakfast
right.
ball.
I got to read where that says it in the rules someplace. Okay. And don't get me wrong. I do it all the time. That's a breakfast. I'll hit another one. You know.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
Or the other famous one for cheating is a mulligan.
Right.
You get a mulligan to say, oh, all right. That means I can cheat 3 times.
That means I can cheat. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's okay with everybody. It's okay with everybody that I can cheat.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, as long as everybody agrees to cheat, then I guess it's okay.
Then it's not cheating because everybody's doing it.
Yeah, but you can't do that. And there's no mulligans in business.
No. And it's interesting to look at that because there really are no mulligans in life.
No, there really isn't.
You can't do things over. Once you've done something, you know it. And forget if other people know it. You know it. And you can make mistakes. Mistakes are fine. But how you handle those mistakes, you know, same principle. So you hit a bad putt and you left yourself 3 feet. You got to make that. That's not a gimme. Gimme's another cheating thing.
Oh, gimme. Oh my God, please.
It's within this, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. When it comes to putting, you know, and I'm the biggest one. If I can see the hole from where I'm standing, then it's good.
Yeah, yeah, that's a gimme. Right. Right. And so it's funny, but you're right. But it's a game. But at the same time, you're bending the rules.
Of course you are.
You know.
Of course.
So when you take that context into life, the idea of bending rules,
it doesn't work that way there.
It doesn't. You know, because life runs on one set of rules, and it's the same set of rules for everybody. So when you try and bend them or break them, people call you out on them.
And it's funny. I play golf with guys that the rules are the rules, man, on golf courses.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you don't move the ball. You hit, you know, it's just the rules are the rules, you know. And sometimes when they see you do that, well, you can't do that. I said, why? Because it's not the rule.
Right.
And I said, well, and then I come up with the lame excuse, well, I'm not keeping score, so it doesn't make any difference. Then I move the ball.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
Right.
There's 1,000 excuses on a golf course to cheat.
Right.
But you can't do that in life.
No,
you can't take a shortcut in life.
Yeah, life doesn't allow mulligans, doesn't allow shortcuts, life allows cheating, but you pay a price.
Yeah.
And usually it's a pretty big price that you pay.